Hey guys, so sorry about that. So we haven't had any more drop songs or anything like that. And yeah. So 1 second. So 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 but so we have Tropical Storm Danny. Here is a webcam at US 17 south of Avenel Bridge at MM3 2.8. And we see that the camera is shaking a lot. So if we go ahead and look at winds, because that's what we do here, we see that we're having winds of of 28 miles per hour. With northeast winds in Folly. Then we see 27 up here in James Island. We're seeing easterly winds. And so the highest wind that we see is 30 miles per hour in the east-northeast. In the east-northeast. In Waterway Island, Morgan City, I assume. You buoys. But yeah, so we'll be checking on this momentarily, here and there through the thingamajig. Yeah, thingamajig. That made total sense. So let's just scoot up here. And so we are having a storm surge of 2.88 feet in Fort Pulaski, Georgia. And right now we are in a low, which is good. And then plot the data, so we just see it going up and down, and we actually don't see a steady straight trend. But we do see that the barometric pressure has dropped due to that the system is going down. So we do see the dropping of the barometric pressure, which does make sense. To the Charleston, Cooper River entrance, South Carolina, we are actually in a low, 2.87 above average, but we're actually only 0.03 above average. So we see water levels, we see haven't really stayed out. Winds, we see winds have increased, and we actually see the highest wind in Charleston is 22.9 knots at 22.00 degrees. So the air temperature has dropped, which doesn't make sense. Storms are going through. That's normally what happens. And the barometric pressure has dropped from 1.6 all the way down to 118.2. So if we go up a bit more to Oyster Landing, North Inlet Estuary, in South Carolina, we're only 0.3 above average, or feet. And then this one hasn't gone out. And Spring Made Pier near Myrtle Beach, we're also 0.03 above. Air temperatures really haven't done anything, and that has also not done anything, just due to that we don't have a lot of stuff happening up there. So I think they just stopped doing the little research that they need, or they just stopped sending down the things. So yeah, this is the Air Force 301 can't speak. Unassigned So it's in progress, and it's actually in the storm. So yeah, we definitely see a lot of shaking. Hello, Mitch Man. Danny, has not made landfall, so far. And it will soon, but not at the moment. No. As we see it, 60 miles, or 95 kilometers east southeast of Beaufort, South Carolina, and about 45 miles or 70 kilometers south southeast of Charleston, South Carolina, and will it come to New England? Well, that's a question for the long range model, so let's go ahead and look at that. So GFS, okay. You can flip-flop it anyway. You could say, yeah, it does, because here's the track. But no, it doesn't, because it's getting caught by frontal boundary. So you can really flip-flop it any which way you want to say it. But yes, the rain from Danny will come to New England. If that answers your question. One sec. So yeah, hope that answers your question. So let's see, the radar. I don't know what I just said. So we definitely see that most of the rain is down here, in the Georgia, South Carolina border. Go away. Thank you. Yeah, it's about 60 miles out. Or 101 kilometers. Or 54 nautical miles. So let's actually Let's go ahead and put hazards on. Why are you Lakeland? That's a giant lake. So we have Recon statements, Recon/beach hazard statements, all the way from Cape Outlook and Crystal Beaches, all the way down North Carolina, all the way down to unknown location. Really? So if we go ahead and measure the coastline, yeah, I know that. You're taking a while. But if we go ahead and measure the coastline, which is, of course, this is just a rough estimate. This really ain't the actual thing. So we see that the coastal warnings is about 157 miles. And then let's go ahead and see the area. And so we have a total area of technical difficulty. Well, not really. Just me going extremely slow. Well, you could say it's slow. What you call this, a polygon? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know what 9 is. Don't ask. I love whenever my computer breaks down into having a stroke. But so we do see that there is 6. Actually, let's just make it a bit more defined and close up. $5,779.553 square miles, or 14,965.236 square kilometers, or 4,357.22 square nautical miles, or 3,691,381 acres, or 1,494,486 hectares or hectares. I'm just calling that. Sounds cool. So we do have a marine warning. A special marine warning is canceled, but a special marine warning remains in effect until 5:15 EDT for the following is coastal waters from Savannah, Georgia to Altamaha Sound, Georgia, out 20 nautical miles, including Razor Reef National Marine Sanctuary. At 4:15, severe thunderstorms capable of producing waterspouts were located along the line extending from near Savannah River entrance to near Buoy L. Moving southwest at 5 knots. Hazard waters wind gusts 35 knots greater. Impact waterspouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous seas. Small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Buoy, BL, Buoy, KC, Buoy, J, KT, K Buoy, DUA Buoy, Buoy L, Sailboat Gibraltar, Mother Lodge, load, bulge, CAT buoy, 110-degree Olympic buoy, Grace Reef buoy, Warsaw Sound buoy, Tug Rio Apon, CCA buoy, St. Catherine's Sound, Ossabaw Sound, Sapelo buoy S, Steel Mulch Medina, Tug Elmery, and Savannah buoy, and buoy. Are there so many buoys? Don't ask, because I do not know. Okay, you still doing your thing, or like... Okay, everything I'm right. So this is all the information that we're gonna get. And I assume no more drop sound. Drop. But why does it have to be in meters? Well, I know it's 3.3 feet, so I can just do it in my calculator here. So that would be 5,022 feet. Next one would be 2,402.4. And the next one would be 300.3. Tired. And so yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure to put it in the chat, because that is the only way how I know if you asked a question or not. So relax. Whew, I am tired. Well, yeah, that makes... Flood advisory for poor drainage areas for Chatham County in southeastern Georgia, Effingham County in southeastern Georgia, Beaufort, southeastern South Carolina. One second. Okay, sorry about that. Needed to have a little discussion. So it's Beaufort, down there in South Carolina. Yes, I am higher up in South Carolina. I might be in Montana. Who knows? Or New England. Who knows? Make sure to drink your water. Do we have any more update? Now, what about Mike's weather page? Because I know that it has some Twitter stuff. So yeah. So why is it so tired? Why is it so tired? Really? Wow. I cannot speak today. Why am I so tired is what I'm trying to say. So 1 second. Wow, 110 degrees in Portland.
That's a lot.
Really is. But so wow, 115 in Salem, Oregon to break Oregon's all-time record. Wow. 6 feet at 4 a.m. There's one I was looking for, but I can't remember. But we will keep on looking over here about it. So let's actually go to the, let's close you, and let's go to the satellite imagery. Tropical Storm 4. Really? So the next advisory is at 5 p.m. EST, and that is in 27 minutes. So we see it makes a landfall in South Carolina, makes a landfall in Georgia, according to the GEFS. According to the GEPS, it could be South Carolina or Georgia. And the intensity, tropical storm, all die. Except ship. Always ship is there, like, always goes up, never likes going down. Don't know what the ship is doing. I understand Icon, the Katu, the Himni, the Offsea, Avni, Harufi, and Iverson. I understand all of these except the Dishf and the ship. Those two make no sense. Well, maybe the Dishp makes more sense than the ship. But yeah. So we actually do see we are getting convection around the center. Woohoo! It's growing! No, that's bad news. Why am I clapping? I don't know. Why is my dog barking? I don't know. I don't know all these questions, okay? Don't ask me these. So we're actually saying that the lower level winds are going into this. So the low pressure is located around here. Oh, stop. Located around here. So we see now it actually has convection. Still the eastern half is out of convection. Like maybe just a little bit, like on these outer bands, but nothing immense. But what's happening is that this area is just, you could say, stalling, and then this one is just moving. I believe due to a high pressure over here that is moving it, and also I believe 2 low pressures that are also just moving the system. So the bottom one is moving it straight, and the top one is moving it down. So it don't impact North Carolina. So yeah. Zoomed. And then I don't know how to read this stuff, so I ain't gonna worry about it. No, chocolate tidbits. I don't want you that tuned in. I only wanted it for that one thing. And yeah, so more rain, and it's literally just seeming like it's just a normal rainstorm, maybe some higher winds than normal, but not in much. Okay, so we do see that it's now turning, but we actually saw it went from 1010 to 1009. Woo! So the average pressure 1009.5 millibars. Okay, so we now know that. Good. And I actually found the center on like PTC3 or Tropical Storm Claudette. So yeah, still same update. And yep, show is. So yeah, so let's see the storm surge real quick. If you want to walk for me, thank you. Come again. Essential, you walk. Finally, I'm actually walking for it. So at 2.45, 2.48, 3.41 feet. But let's go up to top. So for Pulaski, Georgia, we're actually only 0.11 feet above average. But total about 2.45. The predictions are always a bit off, except like here. But the air temperature has dropped due to storms, water temperature dropped due to storms, and barometric pressure, obvious, a drop due to storms. So here in the Charleston, Cooper River entrance, South Carolina, we see that it's still 0.03. And we're actually having a bit more than what it is. And then winds, we're seeing 22.9 knots at 22 degrees, but we do see a steady increase, then decrease, then spike, which makes sense. Water temperature makes sense. So we're seeing 121.1, now down to 117.7. Oh, just updated. Panic. So the Oyster Island North Inlet Estuary, Carolina, are actually 0.3 above average. Our level still above average. Yeah, good information. What this? Why you? Okay. Of course, I had other ones. And add impacts. Of course. So St. Pierre Creek near Dista Beach, South Carolina, we see is haywire. But we do see it at 8.49, but we just see it go up and down and up and down. Haywire. Really. So we're going to Charleston. So we see the Church Creek near West Ashley, South Carolina, and it is at 2.51. Ashley River below Somerville, South Carolina, 12.74. Our latest observed value is actually 10.69 at 3:45 p.m. Data. Stations on where flooding is possible. I don't think flooding can be possible all the way up here, man. Just gotta admit, I don't think so. Any updates, please? Oh, yay! Okay, here we go. We have a public. What's a public? We have a public advisory. So we do see is 35 miles or 55 kilometers east of Beaufort, South Carolina. Let me do the math. So it will be taking 2.185 hours to go to either Beaufort or Charleston. Charleston, it's the same, but south-southwest. The maximum sustained winds are at 45 miles per hour and 75 kilometers per hour. The present movement is west-northwest or 290 degrees at 16 miles per hour, 26 kilometers per hour. The minimum central pressure is 1,009 millibars or 29.8 inches. And then, so at 5 p.m. EDT, 21 UTC, the central tropical storm Danny was located near latitude 32.3 north, longitude 80 west. Danny is moving toward the west-northwest near 16 miles per hour, 26 kilometers per hour. And this general motion is expected to continue into Tuesday. On the forecast track, Danny will make landfall along the southern coast of South Carolina and move into east central Georgia late tonight and northerly Tuesday. The Doppler radars and reconnaissance aircraft indicate that maximum sustained winds have increased to near 4 miles per hour, 75 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. No change in strength is expected until occurs in a few hours. Rapid weakening is for Danny moves inland. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 35 miles or 55 kilometers from the central. The minimum central pressure, based on reports from an Air Force reconnaissance aircraft, is estimated to be at 1,009 millibars or 29.80 inches. Yeah. So wind. Tropical storm conditions are expected to force reach the coast within the warning area very soon, making outside preparations difficult and dangerous. Rainfall could produce 1 to 3 inches with a locally higher amount on the immediate coast and southern South Carolina. This region has been dry, limiting potential widespread flooding impacts. However, local flooding impacts, especially in urban areas along the southern South Carolina and Georgia coast, cannot be ruled out at this time. Further inland, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall is possible across upstate South Carolina, the Piedmont, Georgia, and into northeastern Alabama. Storm surge. The combination of storm surge and tide will cause normally dry areas near the coast to be flooded by rising waters moving inland from the shoreline. The water could reach the following heights above ground somewhere in the indicated areas if the peak surge occurs at the time of high tide of Port Royal Sound, South Carolina to South Santee, South Carolina, 1 to 3 feet. Surge-related flooding depends on the relative timing of the surge and tidal cycle and can vary greatly over short distances. For information specific to your area, please see products issued by your local National Weather Service forecast office. So tornadoes, an isolated tornado will be possible this evening along the South Carolina coast, and the next intermediate advisory is at 8 p.m. EDT, and the next complete advisory is at 11 p.m. EDT. We see a line of storms there. But let's go on down to Charleston. So we have a special marine warning, tropical storm warnings, hurricane, local statements, flood warnings, small craft advisories, lake wind warnings, vip current statements, marine weather statements, and hazardous weather outlook. So let me get you up real quick. So what is happening right now? Okay, so I know what's happening. My brain just ain't working. So let's move on over to the forecast advisory. And let's just get all of these out of here, please. And thank you. So here is the little Recon thing that the Recon thing. So
Where my phone be at?
So okay, hello. Sorry about that. Sorry. So, as you literally just saw, we do have Yeah, some flooding in Beaufort, North Carolina. Another one in Morehead City. Another one in Sea Level. Perfect name. And another one between Cedar Creek Island and Atlantic Sea. So, but let's go on over here. So let's go to the forecast advisory. So, Tropical Storm Danny forecast / advisory number 2, the National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center, Miami, Florida. And yeah, it's literally about the exact same. Discussion. Deep convection has exploded this afternoon over the central of what is now Tropical Storm Danny. Reconnaissance aircraft measured 49 knot winds at the 850 millibar flight level, which equals roughly a 39 knot surface wind. In addition, Doppler velocity data from the Charleston radar measured velocity to 7,000 feet, which equate to about 40 knot surface winds. Reconnaissance aircraft also measured the central pressure 1,009 millibars. Based on these data, the advisory intensity has been increased to 40 knots. Are you saying that a new drop zone has been dropped? Let me see. Oh. I'm happy. Don't know why, and don't ask me, but I am. But I am. So, yeah. So, here is the latest drops on. So, we do see 850 millibars. It is at 1 sec. So at 850 millibars, the height is 1,512 or 4,989.6 feet. So about 1,000 feet less than a mile. But the temperature is 22.8 Celsius. And the, which I believe is the goodness formation, you could call it. 57, and the winds are north and northeast at 3 knots, which is low. So at 925 millibars or 768 meters or 234.4 feet, we have 24.8 degrees Celsius and 69% of goodness. Southwest at 9 knots, 1,000 millibars or 83 meters, or 1,000 millibars with 83 meters and 200 or 273.9 feet, with 25.4 degrees Celsius, and southwest at 7, 1,009 millibars at sea level. We have winds of west southwest at 4. So 849 millibars. We have north and northeast at 3. 850 north and northeast at 3. 860 north-northeast at 1, 884 west at 9, 906 north at 0, 925 southwest at 9, 930 southwest at 12, 961 west at 5, 1000 southwest at 7, 1001 southwest at 7, and 1009 west southwest at 4. So we see it go like out and then in, and then out and then in. So yeah, don't know what to. Okay. Also, too, I don't enjoy that everything is in Celsius. Don't think that I don't understand. And just Celsius makes no sense in general. Okay, so it's flying back, and I assume another drop zone would be dropped soon. Oh, that's fast. So deep convection. Okay, we've already talked about it. The initial motion estimate is 290 degrees at 14 knots. Tiny Danny is forecast to westward for the next day or so, with landfall expected along the southern coast of South Carolina, likely occurring by 0 UTC this evening, so about 7 p.m. The small tropical cyclone should continue to move inland southern South Carolina and over the mountains of northern Georgia by Tuesday night or early Wednesday. The new National Hurricane Track forecast is a little to the left of the previous advisory track and lies to the consensus models HS, TVS, and GIFX. No additional strengthening is anticipated before Danny makes landfall. Rapid weakening should come shortly after landfall, with the Danny likely to become a by Tuesday morning. The official intensity forecast follows a blend of for the DK ship's statistical model for inland tropical cyclone and the intensity consensus model Ifinson and H. So yeah. Here are the wind probabilities. So for 1 sec, somebody is calling me and I don't know why. So 1 sec. Okay, so sorry about that. So let's head on back to winds. So we do see winds of about 30, falling north end, winds northeast. And then so we see French cold 24 northeast. And and that is the So we do see it getting up to 31. And then just dying on down, and this is Gust. So we see that it's supposed to possibly get 21. Oh. Beautiful. We have 34 knots with about about 11%. Atlanta, Georgia, less than 1%. Augusta, 6%, 24 hours. We have very less than 1%. Atlanta, 3. And Augusta, none but 11, 3, and 6, and then 11, 3, 6, etc. for the next 120 hours. So, let's finally get to the thing that y'all have been waiting for very patiently, even though I know what it is on the thing. I'm going to talk about it right now. So, that. No, so stick on that. And yes, don't worry. I will read this. And I will think. Sorry, somebody else is calling. Wow. Hello? Hello? Test. Hello? So, yeah. There we go. So, key messages. Heavy rainfall is possible from, we already talked about it. No, we didn't. Heavy rainfall is possible from coastal southern South Carolina and Georgia inland across the Piedmont of Georgia into northeast Alabama. Isolated flooding is possible across urban areas, southern South Carolina and Georgia coast. Tropical storm force winds are expected of the South Carolina coast late this afternoon and tonight, where a tropical storm warning is in effect. Swells are generated by tropical storm Danny or affect portions of the South Carolina coast through tonight. These swells could cause life-threatening surf and rip currents. So here is the So we see that we have tropical storm Danny on the loose. With tropical storm warnings all the way up there. And then so we see winds of about 50 to 60 percent possibility for tropical storm force winds. The time is right now for earliest reasonable and most likely right now. And local statement. Whee! That's a lot. Well, we have another flood advisory. But still no landfall. Don't ask what. But so tropical storm warning remains in effect. Locations about to include including Charleston, McLeanville, and Edisto Island, or Edisto. The latest local forecast below tropical storm force wind. Peak wind forecast 5 to 35 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Threat to life and property that includes typical forecast uncertainty in the track, size and intensity. Potential for wind 39 to 57 miles per hour. The wind threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment plan for hazardous wind storm force. Prepare efforts to protect property should now be underway. Prepare for limited wind damage. Act now to complete preparations becomes hazardous. Potential impacts limited. Damage to porches, awnings, carport sheds, and unanchored mobile homes. Unsecured lightweight objects are blown about. Large tree limbs broken off. A few trees snapped or uprooted, but with the greater number of places where trees are shallow rooted. Some roads are passable due to debris, particularly within urban and heavily wooded locations. Hazardous driving conditions on bridges and other elevated roadways. I was trying to say highways and roadways, especially for high-profile vehicles. Isolated to scheduled poor power and communication outages. Storm surge, latest local forecast, localized storm surge possible. Peak storm surge inundation, the potential of 1 to 3 feet above ground, somewhere with surge-prone areas. Window of concern through this evening. Threat to life and property that includes typical forecast uncertainty in track size and intensity, not available at this time. To be updated shortly. Potential impacts, not available at this time. To be updated shortly. Flooding rain, latest local forecast. Peak rainfall amounts additional around 1 inch. Threat to life and property that includes typical forecast uncertainty in track size and intensity. Potential for localized flooding and rain. The flooding rate threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment. Okay, yeah, I know. If you want to read it, I'll just stick it in the chat. Because I ain't gonna read every single thing. Probably like 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And or what I can do oh my gosh, you don't do much. Okay, well, I ain't gonna worry about it. Yeah, definitely gonna read all that. Recon! Any more thingamajiggies that I need to know? Another drop some? No. Sam. Why do I have 2 of these? Really, no more drop songs? Really? 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 Why? I am confused. So this one is 0.11. This one is 0.03. This one is 0.3. And this one is 0.03. Well, guys, I will be taking a break. You all will be looking at the webcam. But right now, I will be taking a break. Wait, actually, do we have a webcam for the south? Nice! Come on. Look south for me. South. No, I also want to skate the sky. Why? Okay, here you go. I-95 South and MM22 US 72. Someone's up. So yeah, I will be back in a moment.